The sun is a merciless god. It has baked the world into a cracked ochre wasteland, where the very air shimmers with malice. For the troop, this is the landscape of a slow death. They are a relic of a greener time. A small band of Australopithecus clinging to the edge of existence. Old Mother, the matriarch, leans them. Her fur is matted with dust. Her lips are split. And a deep, rattling cough shakes her thin frame. She remembers rivers. She remembers shade. No, there is only the heat and a thirst so profound it has burned away all thoughts but one water. The young one, little Scar, stumbles, his leg bearing the ridge. Healed over mark of a claw that nearly took him from this world before he learned to walk upright. He whimpers, a dry, pathetic sound that dies in the oppressive silence. Old Mother does not look back. Pity is a luxury the sun has boiled away. Their long journey, a testament to the desperate resilience of early humans, is nearing its end, one way or another. Ahead, a scent cuts through the baked air, not the rot of a carcass, but the damp, life-giving perfume of the deep earth. The oasis, the last one. The troop's pace quickens, a shuffling, frantic gait. They crest a low, stony ridge, and the sight below stops them cold. It is a pool, deep and dark, ringed by withered, skeletal trees, but it is not empty. On the far side, lounging in the sliver of shade cast by a rock overhang, is a pack of Utahraptors. Their feathered bodies are the color of dried blood and bone, their sickle claws resting lazily in the dust. They are the clan's ancestral nightmare. The swift death in the tall grass, the reason their hominid history is written in scars and absences. The raptors turn their heads as one, their intelligent, reptilian eyes locking onto the hominids. A low hiss, like and scraping over stone, drifts across the water. Fear, cold and sharp, lances through the troop. They freeze, a collection of petrified statues. To retreat is to die of thirst. To advance is to face the scythe-like claws that have haunted their evolution. Old Mother feels the terror of her kin, a palpable wave of it. She looks at the water, then at the raptors. The Utahraptor, a large male with a scarred snout, meets her gaze. There is no challenge in its eyes. No predatory glee. There is only the same weary, heat-drained thirst she feels in her own bones. In this kiln of a world, the old rules are suspended. Hunter and prey are reduced to a single, shared identity, the thirsty. The law of the oasis is absolute. Slowly, deliberately, Old Mother begins to descend the slope. The others follow, a hesitant, fearful procession. They give the raptors a wide berth, moving to the opposite side of the pool. The air is taut, a stretched nerve ready to snap. The raptors watch, unblinking. Old Mother reaches the water's edge, drops to her knees, and plunges her face into the life-saving liquid. This is the new reality of prehistoric life. An uneasy truce born from mutual desperation. The water, cool and blessed, brings a brief, dizzying relief. The troop drinks, cupping the liquid in their hands, some lying prone and sucking directly from the pool's surface. Little Scar, now hydrated, watches the Utahraptors across the oasis. The raptors, too, drink, their long snouts occasionally dipping into the water. The silence is heavy, broken only by the lapping sounds in the distant, dry whisper of the wind. No one hunts, no one challenges. It is a moment of shared vulnerability, a strange tableau of ancient humans and apex predators side by side. This fragile piece, a testament to the brutal logic of survival, is now the only law governing their prehistoric world. Then, the ground shivers, a low, resonant thrum, felt more in the belly than heard by the ears. It is not an earthquake. It is a rhythm, slow and ponderous, growing steadily. The Australopithecus freeze, their heads snapping up, their primate eyes wide with a fear far older than hunger. The Utahraptors across the water react in unison. Their hackles rise, their pupils construct thin slits, and a low, Guttural growl rumbles in their throats. Not of aggression, but of profound, ancient terror. The thrum becomes a heavy thud, 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 vibrating through the very bedrock. The surface of the oasis water ripples, then churns slightly. A shadow, vast and dark, falls over the far bank, even though the sun still blazes overhead. From the withered trees emerges the earthshaker. It is a Giganotosaurus, a living mountain of muscle and bone, its skin a mottled tapestry of ochre and deep red. Its head alone is larger than any of the hominids, its jaws a gaping maw of dagger-like teeth, each one a weapon forged for sundering flesh. This is no mere predator. This is a force of nature, a colossal carnosaur that rules with an indifferent, brutal hand. Its eyes, small and cold, sweep over the oasis, registering the smaller creatures with a predator's casual disdain. For the Giganotosaurus, the Australopithecus are barely a mouthful. The Utahraptors a minor annoyance. Its arrival extinguishes the uneasy truce, replacing it with a singular, overwhelming command: absolute silence. The Giganotosaurus slumbers to the water's edge. Its first steps ends a wave crashing against the bank, startling a flock of small, dry-skinned lizards that scatter like dust. It lowers its massive head, its throat tripling as it gulps down vast quantities of water. The sheer scale of its thirst is terrifying. The Australopithecus troop, huddled against the bank, press themselves into the dry earth, trying to disappear. Their breathing is shallow, ragged. Old Mother covers little Scar's mouth, her own heart hammering a frantic rhythm against her ribs. Across the water, the Utahraptors have vanished, melting into the sparse scrub, their usual arrogance replaced by the primal instinct to hide. They are no longer hunters here. They are merely more potential calories for the titanic beast. The oasis, once a place of desperate relief, has become a suffocating trap, ruled by the silent, terrifying law of the Earthshaker. The history of life million years ago was redefined in this single, terrifying moment to species, normally locked in a brutal dance of death, now united by the sheer, crushing weight of an apex predator's shadow. The Giganotosaurus finishes its prodigious strength, its throat tripling. The air vibrates with a low, rumbling belch from its cavernous chest. It lifts its head, its small eyes scanning the parched landscape beyond the oasis. For long, agonizing moments, it stands motionless, a statue of ancient, implacable power. The Australopithecus troop hardly dares to breathe. Little Scar clings to Old Mother, his small body trembling against her. Then, a sudden, swift movement. The colossal predator swings its head, catching sight of something in the distance. Alone, lumbering Utahraptor, drawn, like all others, to the dwindling water. The Giganotosaurus bellows, a sound that rips through the oppressive silence, shaking the ground and sending shivers down the troop's very bones. It begins to move, slowly at first, then gaining speed, its massive limbs pounding the earth. The Ankylosaurus, caught unawares, attempts to turn its armored bulk, but it is too late. The Giganotosaurus is upon it, a whirlwind of muscle and primal force. The air fills with the sounds of impact, a sickening crunch of bone, the tearing of tough hide, and the thrashing of the dying herbivore. The Giganotosaurus latches on, its mouth a ghastly grin of serrated teeth, tearing into the thick neck. Blood, dark and rich, sprays the dry earth, a crimson geyser against the fading light. This is the law of the ultimate hunter, brutally enacted. Old Mother sees the opportunity. The colossal hunter is completely engrossed, its attention singular, focused on the kill. Its back is to them. This is their only chance. She notices little Scar, then gestures with a quick, decisive movement of her head, indicating the low, scrub-covered ridge opposite their position, away from the Giganotosaurus and the Ankylosaurus carcass. The path, however, leads directly past where the Utahraptors had vanished. This is the gamble. To stay is to invite death when the giant carnosaur inevitably notices them. To move is to risk a two-front slaughter. The ancient instincts, forged over eons of hominid history, scream at her to take the chance. Silently, she begins to move, her steps light, each footfall placed with deliberate care. The troop follows, a line of shadows hugging the bank. Their movement is a desperate prayer, their eyes darting between the feeding Giganotosaurus and the dense shadows of the scrub where the raptors lurk. As they near the raptor's last known position, a low growl erupts from the thicket. The troop freezes. Old Mother's heart leaps into her throat. But the growl is not directed at them. It is a terrified, frustrated sound, aimed at the Giganotosaurus which now commands their hunting ground and their kill. The Utahraptors are still there, still hiding, still too afraid to challenge the true apex predator. They are predators, but they are also survivors. Their instinct for self-preservation, for avoiding the Giganotosaurus, is, for this fleeting moment, stronger than their hunger for Australopithecus flesh. Old Mother presses on, urging her troop forward with silent gestures. They skirt the edge of the scrub, catching glimpses of the raptor's fearful, unblinking eyes. The raptors watch them pass, silent, tense, but do not move. The roar of the Giganotosaurus as it tears into its prey muffles their silent escape. Each step is a lifetime, each breath a victory. They reach the low ridge, scrambling up its stony slope, their muscles screaming with exertion. From the ridge, they look back. The oasis is a blood-soaked stage. The Giganotosaurus are dark, titanic silhouette against the darkening sky. They have escaped, but the memory of the Earthshaker's lore will forever be etched into their collective consciousness. This fragile, hard-won equilibrium is not peace, but merely another form of survival, another brutal lesson in their ongoing fight for existence. The dust settles over the oasis, crimson-aired by the setting sun and the spilled blood of the Ankylosaurus. The troop of Australopithecus finds temporary safety, not through force or dominion, but through the desperate intelligence of a matriarch who understood the deeper terror that united hunter and hunted alike. Their escape, a silent scramble under the shadow of a Giganotosaurus and the wary gaze of Utahraptors, was not heroic. It was raw, primal survival, a testament to the fragile ingenuity that would one day define Homo sapiens. This desperate gamble, this unspoken cooperation born of fear, carved the very bedrock of our own instincts. It forged the first sparks of strategic thinking, the understanding that immense power could be circumvented, not always confronted. It was in these moments, amidst the thunderous footsteps of giants and the glint of ancient teeth, that human courage found its first, defiant breath. For what is our species, if not a collective echo of those who, against all odds, dared to outwit the very earth that sought to claim them? The roar of ancient titans still reverberates, a silent memory in our bones. But what happens when the titans themselves begin to change?